All right, we've got my boy and I guess factory Polaris Razor Racing, Seth Quintero here, and I'm just seeing. I love when Seth walks up. So like, he's the youngest Red Bull athlete in history. And how many offers do you get for your hats? Like, because I know, like, Pastrana's told me, like, people literally, like, because those things are, like, uber exclusive. Like, you can't buy them. You can't anything. They're not like the other energy drink brands where they just throw them out and hand them out like candy. People get a hold of them. Those things bring, like, hundreds of dollars on eBay if somebody can, like, snake one somehow. Like, I mean, it's like, have you ever had, like, offers? Hey, let me have one of your old hats, Seth.
Yeah, this powder coating guy that I actually went to one time, he's like, I will give you $1,000 for that hat right now. And I'm like, sorry, I can't give it away.
You didn't give him a hat. You didn't give that hat for $1,000.
They can't though. They literally.
Oh, okay.
If they do in Red Bull, like it's whacked. Like you're done.
Yeah, okay, I almost sold a pizza here in Vegas for $200 one night.
Wow.
I'm just putting that out there. If you're really hungry at 2 a.m., walk around with a pizza, and people will, and just be like, people just offer it away, and I bet you could get $200 for a pizza.
Probably.
Yeah. Pizza business. Don't be in the Red Bull hat business.
No,
it's
no.
Like bad juju.
Yeah.
So, no, like, I mean, I'm stoked to catch up. I know, so we're round 2 for UTVs of Best in the Desert. And Seth, I mean, we had you on the national show, but this boy is the points leader right now in Production 1000. He's coming off his very first Best in the Desert win. Like, this is a big, big event for you, Seth.
Yeah, I'm super pumped. You know, last race I ended up getting that first. And last year at this race, at the Mint 400, I got second. So that was my first race of the year. And I'm hoping to hopefully get on top of the box this time. We've been really putting in our time and homework, and hopefully we can get it done.
And, you know, 1,000 is crazy. Like, even, I mean, a lot of people talk about Turbo, and I look at 1,000, man, and it's a stacked class there. I mean, you got, like, we've got Kristen Matlock and others like that. I mean, it's crazy. Both UTV divisions are completely, like, stacked fields. It's not like, you know, it used to be people like, oh, they're going to run that class and cherry pick. I'm like, nah, you're not cherry picking.
Yeah, not at all.
No cherry picking in UTVs.
Yeah, I got Kristen Matlock, who's like, she overalled the Baja 1000 in her NA car, which absolutely blows my mind. And having her behind me scares the heck out of me. But, yeah, we got, like, Kristen Matlock. I don't think Dodge Poland's racing this year, but he raced last year and won it. He's always a heavy hitter. And Corbin Wells, Caden Wells, all those guys, they're all fast. And it's definitely a struggle trying to get on top.
Yeah. So, are you doing every lap?
Yeah, every lap. I'm hoping my foot can last every lap because I hopped on a dirt bike a couple days ago, or a couple weeks ago, and ended up hurting my foot pretty bad. It's kind of swollen right now, but I think we'll be able to get all the laps done.
I was going to say, like, I feel bad for you because, like, I was able, before I started my racing career, to get, like, all the crazy, like, stuff you do when you're a teenager, like, out of the way. And so, like, I made all these mistakes, like, you know, rolled ankles, whatever, but I didn't have this racing career. You got Seth with Polaris contracts, Red Bull contracts, and it's like, you want to be, like, do the rad teenager stuff, but at the end of the day, you're like, maybe I shouldn't do that because, like, I could actually screw something up, right?
Yeah, I mean, I grew up riding dirt bikes and riding BMX bikes, but all that kind of came to a halt when I was probably around 12, 13 when everything started getting a little bit more serious, and I definitely miss it all, but I wouldn't change it for a thing.
Yeah. Well, and like Seth and I were talking, like I told him, I'm like, he's like perfect age. He likes to game a little bit. I'm like, I was like, you need to be like the first dual Red Bull athlete who is like the esports side and the actually racing side. I'm like, we need to really we got to get those my friends at Red Bull like on this like Seth Quintero like dual threat thing.
Yeah, it's crazy how like much the esports has taken off. You know, like it's almost getting like as big as the off-road industry. And you walk into the Red Bull headquarters and there's 100 computers in a room all lined up for all the Red Bull gamers, and that blows my mind.
Yeah, that's wild, man.
Wait. I want to hear some more about this Red Bull gamers thing.
You didn't know?
No, I know a little bit about it, but okay. Which side do you like better? Do you like the gaming side or do you like the driving side? Because it's a little bit of fun on both, right?
Yeah, they're both like stupidly fun, but I love the racing side. I could never get away from it. But yeah, you walk into Red Bull headquarters, and on the right side there's the gym, and on the left side it's like seriously like 100 computers in a glass box room that are lined up with all gamers, and it's pretty crazy.
Have you got to go in the cryo tank they've got at the fitness center?
Yeah, it was like negative 200 and something degrees.
Yeah. The day I was in there, they were actually installing it. The last time I was in there, it was a few years ago, and I told him, I'm like, it was when Colby was still at Red Bull, and I was like, he's like, you want to get in there, right? And I'm like, yes, and he's like, dude, we can't, it's not turned on yet.
Dude, no, hopping in that thing, we did a full workout day. I did a moto camp with all the kids, and hopping in that thing after, you just feel like nothing ever happened.
That's what I was wondering. Like, that's crazy that it's that cold, though.
Yeah, and then they have that simulator in there where the seat moves, and it's got like 3 40-inch TVs around you, and it just feels so surreal.
That's crazy. It's like, I don't know. Have you ever been to Red Bull HQ?
No, that's why when
No,
he's
it's
talking,
literally
I was
like-
like, "Yep, he's talking." I have no idea, but you want to take me one day, Seth? Let's
Yeah,
go.
for
No, it's
sure,
rad.
let's go.
They've got like these weird, it's almost like skateboard ramps in there, and then they've got like a Formula One car sitting there. They've got like a Dakar motorcycle there. Like it's, like I don't know. It's like I don't know. To me, it's like a paradise for like
Yeah.
anybody like us. It's like you go in there, and it's like Disneyland.
Yeah, the main office has a whole skate park going over the office.
Yeah,
That's
it's like
awesome.
these
Like
rolling
just
ramps.
big rollers, and they have like Indy cars, like he said. They have a NASCAR in there now, and they have multiple buildings, and one building is just full of dirt bikes. Like the clothing room is just full of dirt bikes, and it's super cool to just like see what they're doing.
Awesome. Well, Seth and I are gonna go to Red Bull headquarters soon. Do you need a prom date? I could be your prom date.
Yeah. Funny thing
Call
is,
the Red Bull HQ.
yeah. The funny thing is like Red Bull HQ too. It's like all unassuming on the outside. You would never know what it is unless you know what's actually there. No branding, no nothing. Looks like an old warehouse. Like literally, like people drive by it all day long, have no idea what it is.
Yeah, it's a giant brick building with like vines that are wrapping around it, and then you walk inside, you're like, oh my god, this is insane.
Yeah. So what's it going to take to put her on the box this weekend, Seth?
This weekend, I'm just looking for a finish. You know, being the points leader, I'm looking at the bigger picture, which is the championship. And I got my boss pulling.
Yeah, we got Boss Man sitting down here.
But yeah, I'm hoping to at least get on the box. You know, maintain my points lead, and just gonna try to drive consistent.
Yeah,
race.
we got Craig's in there. See that? Maintain his points lead, man. Yeah. All right, Seth, man. Well, we're gonna Mike Scanlon. I bet Craig's got a little bit of stuff here. You're joined here by Craig Scanlon with
What do you got for me?
Full Parts. What do you got
for you?
What do you got for me?
Not much,
You've known
man.
this kid forever. I mean, you kind of helped bring him into the Polaris side of things. You know what I mean, with his first contract and stuff. I mean, how impressive is this kid, Craig? Like seriously, I mean,
I'm slightly impressed by him, yeah.
yeah, slightly.
No,
He gave me my nickname Cheeto, too.
yeah, I nicknamed him Cheeto probably like 5 years ago because he wouldn't share his Cheetos with me. Wasn't impressed by that. No, his whole family, they're super impressive people. It's so fun to be around all of them. And talent-wise, he's just incredible. I mean, so couldn't have found a better kid.
Yeah.
Now he's turning like a young man.
That's
Weird.
why I was like, it's weird, right? Because I
Yeah.
was like, man, like first time I met Seth, like literally, I said kid. Like I don't even know if you were 13 at the time.
Probably
you know what I mean?
not.
It was like,
I just turned 16. Like I'm still
yeah,
grown.
it was like.
You're still taller than me, though. Then
Yeah.
again, everybody's taller than me, so we're all good.
All right, Seth, man. Always good catching up, buddy. Good luck this weekend.
Yeah.
Lots of fun, man.
Thank you for having me.
All right. All right, so we got Seth walking away there. We got my good friend Craig Scanlon here, and I don't know, good to have you sitting down, Craig. This has been like a 5, 6, I don't know how long I've been with Polaris, 6 years, I think. This
I've
been
been
like
with Polaris for 15 years,
yeah.
but if the Razor thing I did for 12 years.
Yeah, I was going to say, and I think you signed me 5, 6 years ago, and it's been like a 6-year mission for me to get you with a microphone, and it's
I
finally
know.
happening. I'm like, man, what happened? Like, we got Craig here, mainly because you got something really big happening this weekend. You got to tell
Yeah.
us about this, the Mint 800.
Sure. Yes. So we're going to do 2 races back to back. Keith, my co-driver, and I. We're going to do the UTV race in the morning, and then we're going to hop out of the UTV, our Razor, and jump right into a 6100 spec truck, and then run another 400 miles in the spec truck. So it'll be a long day.
Yeah, I'm just like, I don't know, man. And it's like people do, that kind of distance at Baja all the time. That's not the Mint 400. This course is beat up. Before on the first lap, it's bad. You're going to do like 6 laps around it.
Yes. So somebody last night said I was pre-running for the truck race in the first race. So I'll be pre-running, and then I'll be racing the truck race too. So, no, I think it's, I think the thing about Baja is you go from one point to another point. Here, all the Razors, all the bikes, all the trucks are going to be beating that course up over and over again. And it's going to make it a little bit more difficult. There's no highways to go and get on and run around and kind of get yourself collected back up. It's going to be like all on all the time from go at 6:30 a.m. So I'm hoping I finish by like 10:30 at night. So it's going to be a tough one.
What I mean, well, and I know with like the start of the truck race and then the UTV race, is there any kind of procedure put in place? Like if you have a little bit of downtime in the UTV race and you're coming around, because you can't miss the start of the truck race, right? Like
no, it's going to be super tight. I was looking at it the other day, and it's I think there's an hour space in between this year, and then there's the minute between every truck and one car, and then there's 30 seconds between 6100s. With that time, I'm literally going to pull in and get out and get in if all things go perfectly in the first race.
Yeah, and it's not just you; it's your co-driver. He's doing it both too. So he's doing the Mint 800.
I think it's way more gnarly on him than me. I mean,
Yeah.
at least I have something to do. He's gonna be sitting there bouncing around all day. I know when I'm going left, he doesn't. So it rattles the co-driver's body around way worse.
Yeah. Well, talking about that and talking about UTVs, I mean, you've you helped grow Polaris to where it's, you're one of the guys that helped grow it, and this what we see here at the Mint, in the classes and stuff. And you've always been the guy, you not only worked for Polaris, but you were also racing, and you were, you knew what the consumer wanted and what the racers needed because you were both, And I mean, we've got like 80 UTVs in Pro Turbo now. I mean, that's like, to me, Craig. I mean, UTVs now, it's like what, close to 200 out here at the Mint?
Yeah, something crazy. It was 6 when the first race I went to was 5 Rhinos and 1 Razor, and now look at it. It's crazy. It's so cool too because I mean the UTVs are just getting so fast, and just watching it progress over a short amount of time. I mean, it's only been 10 years. Imagine what it'll be like in 10 years from now. All the manufacturers are not stopping where we're at now, so it's going to progress even further, and who knows, maybe even have its own race series at some point in time.
Yeah, I was thinking about that the other day. I'm like, honestly, I think it comes to a point where we're actually getting really close to that, where it's like you could run the UTVs on their own day or on their own weekend, here at the Mint.
Yeah, it'd be tough, but as far as all this stuff is great, but like World Championships, think about World Championships and even Parker. I mean, it's a UTV race really. So, no, but being a part of it over all the years, it's been fun to watch. I feel kind of old though. I mean, you look at Seth, you look at Mitchie, you look at RJ and Ronnie, and it's like I remember them. They were like 12 when I met them, and now they're men. So it kind of creeps me out a little bit watching my age go by.
I'm kind of the same way. I'm like, God, I don't want to age myself. It's like here.
Yeah.
It's like I remember Seth. I think he may have been like in a 170 or something maybe when I first time I met him.
Yeah.
I'm like,
yeah.
Wow. Like
now he's driving his own truck. It's weird.
Right.
But it's all good.
So yeah. So I mean, a 6100 truck. I know you've done some stuff. You've been in a 6100 before. You raced with Johnny.
Yeah.
Before, I mean, how much test time do you have in it? I mean, what's kind of the preparations for that?
I had tons of time in it. We have like a whole 30 miles in it, so we're ready to go. No, we ran it a couple weeks ago in Parker when we saw you actually at your shop. We ran about 30, 40 miles that day, and then we got a whole mile and a half in it qualifying yesterday. So, you know what though? It's really just going to be about. It's not really about seat time at this point. I've driven vehicles enough in the desert. It's going to be about the mental part for me. It's 16 hours of sitting behind a wheel. The physical and all that stuff kind of goes out the window. It's going to be all inside my ears, between the ears, so to speak.
Yeah, you got like a masseuse lined up for Monday and stuff?
Yeah. No, I have no alarm set for Monday, let's put it that way.
Yeah.
What I'm dreading the most is having to drive back to California on Monday. I'm like, I don't want to have to get out of the cars on Sunday and actually get on the road and drive home. I'm thinking about having somebody drive my truck home and flying home, so.
I was going to say, I guess that's another big story there. You were with Polaris now, 4 Wheel Parts, obviously same company. Polaris owns 4 Wheel Parts and TAP. But, it's moved to SoCal. I bet right now you're happier in SoCal and not in Minnesota with the
weather,
mountains of snow they've been getting.
The weather is slightly better. I have to go back to Minnesota once a month, and I literally try to do whatever I can to not actually be outside. So I will sprint to a car, and I will sprint into a building. It's so horrible there right now. So, no, the weather's better. The traffic is way worse.
Yeah.
I will take the traffic over the weather, though, right now. It's a long winter in Minnesota. It makes people tough, though.
Yeah.
Good people
definitely
up there.
Does. Yeah, absolutely. You've totally adopted SoCal, right?
I know. My blood's thinned out. I'm cold at like 50 degrees now. It's weird. I lived there last year. So.
Yeah, that is crazy, man. So, well, I mean, what's the plans for you guys in the race program? I know with you do a little bit of Baja, mostly Best in the Desert as well. What's plans for this year?
We'll do Best in the Desert and the whole season, then we'll do the 500 and 1,000 down in Baja. Yeah. And then next year we'll see what we do. Who knows? Who knows if we'll step up to a truck or we'll stay in the Razors.
I know you've taled about even trying some short course at one point in time, like you're doing like a pro light maybe for a couple of races or something.
Yeah, I think I've timed out on age on the short course stuff though. If you ever been to a short course race, you'll see these are young kids and they're crazy. Like they just love running into each other. Like like RJ and Batag, those two just when they go out there and just wreck each other's stuff. It's like, but no, I would probably do it for a little bit, but it's just so busy. I mean, between work and everything else, it's hard to do everything all the time. So we're gonna focus on the desert stuff for now. I really like the desert.
Yeah, deserts. Yeah, you talk about RJ and Ronnie, and I'm like, gosh, they wreck each other. We've seen them wreck each other at Glamis. They're going to be tough on the track when they're just playing and they crash each other.
And the weird part is they have to fix each other's stuff, so I'm not sure why they do it to each other. They just stay away. So, anyway.
Awesome. All right, Craig. Well, always fun catching up. I can't say always fun. Well, we catch up all the time off the air, but finally great. Oh, we got Sarah. We're going to get Sarah mic'd up here because, I guess.
Go on together.
Yeah, we're just gonna drop you in here with Craig.
Craig's
like, because Craig is kind of in a roundabout way a little bit of your boss. So
Yeah, this is my boss for sure right here.
That's creepy.
that's creepy.
Not really.
Nice red sunglasses, by the way.
I figured it'd help my, I just
It
needed
would
to
help-
get out of the sun.
Yeah.
The
I
sun
will just say all
behind the
three of
rain.
us were in the same place last night. All I will say is we're not talking about it.
Yeah. I was so glad you bring it up. All I saw, but I'm not taking my sunglasses off.
Wait. I'll give you $5 to take your sunglasses
No
off.
way.
No.
I wanna see it. All right. Thanks a lot. We'll see you guys
All right,
later.
thanks, Craig. Thanks for everything, buddy.
Bye,
I'm going to leave
Craig.
the
Yeah.
headphones here.
All right, so it's Miss Price, how is
Thanks.
Passing off some water this morning.
yeah. So Miss Price, I hear you had quite a hell of a good qualifying run yesterday.
Yeah, qualifying went really good. We went into it not trying to be any heroes. We were safer than sorry. And
I feel like she's too serious right now. Like that was full on like, yeah, we went in there trying to be. I'm like, come on, Sarah.
No.
Like, I'm like, we gotta loosen up here. Like that was like, I don't know. That was like.
No.
that turned into robot mode.
That was like full on. Like we were gonna get the NASCAR rundown of sponsors. Yeah, the 4-wheel parts, RPM off road, SP Enterprises, 6100 truck. Like
I know. I can totally too. It's funny because you talk to me in person and I'm a little like all over the place.
yeah.
And it's really hard to like get me to say a sentence correctly. And then you put me in like an interview and it's like everything comes out perfect. And I'm like, how does this happen? Why can't I just do that in normal life?
I was like, yeah. I was like, that was so like the start of that was not the Sarah I know. I'm
Yeah.
like, we got to stop, reverse it. We're gonna reboot this thing.
Yeah.
You should just start miking everybody at night and
Yeah.
then doing the interviews at
Yeah.
night. We need to do a nighttime with cocktails, and then that's how you're going to get them the real stories.
Problem is like none of that content we could actually probably air.
No. But you
Depends.
could be like, that's not what you said last night. You want me to replay?
Or we could just get a dump button and just do like the mute, be like, do, and then say it and come back, be like, you guys really wish you could have heard what we just said.
Yeah. There you go. That would be perfect.
Yeah.
But no, qualifying was awesome. We ended up doing 6th, which was great for us. And yeah, we're in a really good position. We're starting 3rd now, which would be like because we're double off the line.
Yeah.
So yeah, 3rd. We're
Well,
always
and,
starting.
I don't know. That 6100 is just a crazy stacked class. Like I don't know. To me, like starting 3rd is like starting 1st. Like you're up at the front. You're not gonna have to work your way through too much traffic. You know, it's like
Yeah. And honestly, the goal isn't to work through the traffic. I think I'm just my goal is to stay where I'm at for at least the first lap or two, and then kind of see who's still standing to kind of pick it up some at the last 2 laps.
I know even this race, like it's like the first lap, just almost like you phone it in. It's like you just get through it, don't get
Yeah.
a flat, like just don't do something dumb.
Yeah.
And then the second lap, you pick up the pace, and then it's like because people drop out, like drop like flies in this race. And then the third lap, you're like, oh, I got a truck left, let's go race.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, that's what exactly we're trying to do too. Is just keep it together. Really, I never been on this course, so I'm just kind of like, well, let's.
I didn't know you hadn't been around this course.
No, I've never been on
It's
the mid
brutal.
course.
It's brutal.
That's what everyone says, and I'm like, okay, well, we'll see.
we'll see what happens.
The scary part is it like it's rough, and rough isn't bad. Like
Yeah.
you've been to San Felipe. San Felipe is brutal rough.
I love San Felipe though.
Well, you're
I'm
gonna
in
love the
this
Minton.
awesome truck. Like San Felipe is a dream for me because it's like, dude, I never thought I could go through whoops like
Yeah.
this, and I'm like going 90 through a whoop section, and I remember leaving a pit at San Felipe, being like, guys, I just want to tell you, I'm going 90 right now over the whoops. This is the coolest time of my life. Like,
That's so awesome.
yeah.
Going off of that, though, since this is your first time out here, first time on the course, and has any driver, like past driver, said, hey, Sarah, this is where it kind of gets really gnarly. This is where the hard parts are. Has anybody given you some, like, words of advice?
Yeah, definitely. Even in qualifying, like Rob Mack was giving me advice in qualifying, and I was like, oh my gosh, this is so cool right
Is that
now.
where you're like giddy, like, oh, that's Rob Mack, like he's giving me advice?
The
Like,
fact he came to me and was like, hey, so watch out here, and I was like, okay. Like I didn't ask or anything, and he just like was open to helping me, which was really cool. But yeah, I've been kind of, I ask as much as I can questions to the right people and hopefully get some good feedback. So there's not too much though. Like people were like, oh, we need to watch at this one for this gotcha or whatever. But everyone just basically like, hey, go watch videos of people crashing so you can get familiar with those spots.
Well, each lap, like you were saying, Jim was saying, phone the first lap in, second lap get a little bit better, third lap and whatnot. And obviously everybody goes in with a game plan until they hit a specific whoop section or a specific area. So when that happens, how quickly do you just change everything, or you just kind of go turn by turn, lap by lap?
Honestly, me and Erica, we're probably going to be writing notes as we go the first lap a little bit, just like for big things like rocks that could potentially be flats and stuff. But I'm just going to play it smart, really. But yeah, it's just gonna go as we go, kind of thing. And I honestly, if we're just cruising, like I'm pretty smart coming from motocross, I can really retrain and stuff like that, and keep myself on afloat, And so we're just gonna kind of use our instinct, I think.
Use the woman power. Oh, by the way, Jim, it's Happy International Women's Day.
It is, yeah.
See,
Right.
So Sarah, Erica, happy International Women's Day for
Nice.
that.
Yeah, where is Miss Erica?
Erica is
I heard she was in bed very early last night.
she was in bed really early.
Cynthia, she's like, yeah, Erica was in bed early.
She was so funny last night. Oh my gosh.
She's always funny though.
We've
but-
been laughing so hard this morning, and she's trying to get her bags at the truck, and then she just called me, and she's like, okay, you will not believe my morning. I'm not you, so I can't get into the truck. And I was like, well, pay them or something. Like, pay them off to let you get the truck. She goes, well, the money's in the truck. She goes, I don't know how we're going to do this. I was like, I'm legitimately laughing right now. We're a mess.
Let me in that truck, and I promise you I'll give you what's in there.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's not a fishy story.
No, so her and Cynthia are on a mission trying to get into the truck at Valet right now.
That's funny.
Oh, I was like, I can't miss Jim's show. I got to make it there, guys. Like, I seriously was walking over here with a cup of coffee, like, still the ceramic cup. Oh.
So what is, I know, so big news, you assigned this, you actually brought in some rad partners this year. I know Foil Parts, one of them. They're kind of your title sponsor this year.
Yep.
Saw you at Hammers, did phenomenal there, by the way, Miss Price. So what's the whole schedule this year? What are you planning on doing in the truck and any other UTV stuff? What's the plans?
So far I'm racing this race and then all a score. So I'll be racing the TT Spec in Baja, and yeah, I'm stoked to be here. For side-by-side, I'm trying to pick out another race. I want to race another race in it, and I don't know what. Like, I'm trying to think maybe Noro could be really cool in the side-by-side, but I don't know.
Yeah, Nora's fun. I think they've actually got a big group of UTVs starting to go down there.
Yeah. Yep.
So, I don't know, well, that's the Ultra 4 spec now. You can kind of do whatever the heck you want with the Ultra 4 series, right? They got some rad events in, like, Reno and stuff like that.
Yeah, they do, too. I want to do, like, one-off big race. Like, King of the Hammers is a one-off big race for UTVs kind of thing, even though it's a series. But it's a cool event that I will never miss. And I want to find another UTV race like that. Like, I've already looked in, like, Texas and, like, some other places, too, that I like. I'm like, is there another big race out there that I don't know about, or what's going on?
You got to get linked up with Hubert, because there's some rad stuff, and your car would be perfect for it, I think, in, like, the southeast. Like they've got all the, like, not GNCC stuff, but trails and woods, and, like, they got gnarly like, stuff. Like,
I want to go mud bogging.
yeah.
That's next weekend, right? Isn't the Mud Nationals next weekend or
Yeah, I
something?
think it's like next week or two, Mud Nationals, yeah.
Really?
You should just go out there and just take your truck out there and
Right.
see how it is. Be like, hey, guys, I'm here. What's up now?
Yeah, I got a Ram now, 4x4, so that works.
Yeah.
Probably I'll get that thing stuck pretty fast, I'm sure. But yeah, my side-by-side, that's the thing. I don't want to build like a whole desert car. So like I don't want to like sign up for a score or best in the desert race, because I don't want to build a whole vehicle again. Like I just kind of want to have my KOH machine and do something with it.
Mm-hmm.
Well, the rad things about the KOH cars is because I'm building one for next year, like as we speak, and they're capable, but they're not like over the top. These desert cars, like literally, you could throw $100,000 away like in 2 seconds.
Yeah.
And, like, it's truth, and I hate to say that, but it's got to that point.
Oh
you
yeah,
know?
it is. It's crazy anymore, and so that's the one thing that I love about King of the Hammers is the fact that you can just honestly ride a stock machine, and it's legal.
That's true.
Yeah. It's awesome.
You had some time in some SST trucks too, right?
Yeah, I did. I raced SST trucks quite a bit in 2016 and 15. And those things are a blast. I love them. They're a little bit sketchy, and that's what I like about it because, you know, it's constantly just having a good time and correcting and kind of going for it. And, you know, like we just bash each other like to make passes, and it goes back to like the moto days, and I love that stuff. So you can bring out the aggression in your driving, and it was a good time. I love those trucks.
So, because I'm from Detroit, and IndyCar and SST come out for the Detroit Grand Prix.
Yeah.
So that maybe could be a one-off from you. Just call Robbie up and be like, "Hey, Robbie, can you get me a ride for this one race?" Because it's a dual race, and there's like IMSA, IndyCar, SST, so it's a bunch of different things.
Yep. Yeah. Whenever I call Robbie, though, he's like, "So how much money you got?" And I'm like, "You know what, Robbie? I'm done calling you all the time to try getting in this truck."
That's Robbie. Like, I'll get calls from Robbie, and he's like, "Jimmy, I got an SST truck for you."
Yeah.
I'm like, "Awesome, man." He's like, "Well, this is what it's going to cost you."
Yeah.
Like, he's always the salesman.
Yeah.
Like, he calls and be like, "Hey, you want in?" Yeah. And then he tells you the price. You're like, and it's
Yeah.
not a bad price. Like, it really isn't.
No, it's not.
But, you know, it's just like, yeah, I just don't have that just sitting in the checking account
Exactly.
right now.
And
I
that
guess
is-
something would take me a few months to try and, you know, pitch to sponsors and,
Yep.
you know.
Yeah, and then like he'll get me excited, like, "Hey, we might be able to do this," and then sometimes it doesn't happen. I'm like, "Darn it!" But at least I did get the chance to at least race in them quite a bit in those years, so I'm stoked just to have that chance.
The rad thing about those is like one of those where, you know, something might pop up and you never know. Like, they run so many races and you say, "Oh, I don't know," and then like 2 months from now you could be in one at an event. You know, it's
Exactly.
just you never know with Robbie in that program. That's what's so rad about it.
Yeah, exactly. It's a really cool thing that they're doing. It would be cool to like see it become more main stage, like, or go back to the stadium, like I know he was trying to do, but I guess we'll see.
I don't know. It's always good times catching up, Sarah. I know.
Yeah.
I know we get some weird like rainy weather, whatever going on.
It's so
right
cold.
now.
I don't like the cold.
No, I'm freezing over here.
I know.
I'm legit
And
freezing.
she's from Detroit.
I'm from Detroit, and it's freezing. And then what made me even more baffled is when we were at KOH, I like drove into town. I got the $5 pizza.
Yeah.
Drove back, and it started snowing. I'm like, I legit left Detroit, and it's snowing in Southern California right now. What is going on?
I
with
know,
me?
right? The weather's been crazy here.
Yeah, it's gnarly.
Oh. Yeah, but well.
All right. Well, I know you got to get to an autograph signing, I guess, in the rain. That's going to be nice and
I
convenient.
know. How's that going to work?
But
You got to get an umbrella boy.
I know. I need an umbrella boy.
Yeah,
You do.
there's all the umbrella girls in like Formula Drift and stuff like that. So get yourself an umbrella boy and just have
Yeah.
him follow you.
I
don't know. What's
know.
it pay? Like, I'll follow you around. With an umbrella. What's it pay? Like, I'll take that job.
I need to just find a boyfriend that's willing to do it.
Good luck with that one.
Right, I know. That's what everyone's like, good luck with that. I'm like,
Why do they say
why?
that?
I know. I'm like, why?
It's because most guys can't humble themselves enough to actually do it.
Yeah.
Or real talk, they're just intimidated how badass Sarah is and don't want to take a back seat.
See, I would do it like just to own it. I'd be walking around like, yeah, that's Sarah.
I get to hold her
Yeah.
umbrella and bring her coffee in the morning.
We had
Maybe people be walking up. I'm like, all right, it's $5 an autograph.
we had a friend actually tell me, Cynthia, and Erica today or yesterday. They're like, you know what? Any boy that's with any of you girls is gonna be a strong man, like, 'cause you guys are 3 strong females. But it's cool. There's still some out there.
Maybe we can find Sarah one. We should hold auditions. Who wants to be Sara Price's umbrella boy audition
Oh
today?
no!
Yeah.
Oh no!
Problem is, like, I've got too many Sara Price stories. Like, her, me, and Jolene, we did some traveling
Yeah.
together. And, like, I don't know. I've got fun stories.
No,
so.
I feel like you have stories from everybody because you
Yeah.
have stories about me.
But
as
everybody's
well.
got stories
does.
on me. So it's like one of those, like, a mutually, we'll just take everything to the grave. And
We
Yeah.
should all just write a book one day and pass it along.
Yeah, I agree.
it's one of those.
Oh.
I think we all collectively, when we're all, like, in our 70s and nobody cares, we're going to write a book and nobody will care about us by then anyways. But we're just going to finally be like, hey, it doesn't matter. We'll just tell all these stories now.
Yeah.
So, we'll be able to tell the stories when nobody cares. But, yeah, I
This
don't know.
one time, T Stone was doing this thing, and then Sara Price was doing this other thing. And Jim Beaver, we won't talk about what he was doing.
Right?
It's like always like last night. It's just so funny, everyone's kind of out of their element and just like letting their hair down a little bit, and it's cool.
because we don't race till Sunday. And
I know.
I was in there literally. There's so many trophy truck guys in there, and you and me and Craig, and you wouldn't see people at Hogs and Heifers having fun times like that on a normal race weekend.
No.
But we don't race for like 3 days.
I know. It is kind of weird. Like everyone's like, "Good luck tomorrow." They're like, "Wait, Sunday," and I'm like, "Yeah." I was like, "It's kind of weird. We're waiting like a few days to actually race."
Yeah, not crazy about it, but we'll make it work. Like, I don't
Well, it's
know.
cool. Like last night got to happen because of it, but yeah,
Yeah.
it is. It's like a lot of time down, and we got here on Wednesday.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And Erica's case yesterday happened because she didn't make it tonight, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. The day happened for her.
She was planning it too. She goes, you know what? I think tomorrow's our night, and I'm like, okay, that's fine. And then she just went big
Like last night or the night before?
last night.
Yeah.
Oh.
Yeah.
He told me I dodged a bullet, though. He's like, T-Stone, you dodged a bullet. Because they're like, come. And I was like, I'm tired. I'm hungry. I'm still on East Coast time.
Yeah.
He's like, you dodged a bullet. I'm like, I thought that I probably would have.
Yeah.
7 a.m. call times come quick, especially when you got to be on camera and you're like, I
You
can't wear sunnies. I can't do this. I can't do that.
Yeah, it's hard when you have to wake up early and then you have to look presentable too. It's
And
like as a
yes.
female too.
Yeah.
Well, it's funny
You know
because
what
we
it's
all.
like.
Yeah.
It's interesting because you do stunt work. You have call times. I do TV. She does TV. Like, we all work in the entertainment industry, so
Yep.
we're used to call times and stuff. So when we actually get a chance to let our hair down, it's very rare because
Yeah.
we're all professional.
Uh-huh.
You know what I mean? And we know about call times, and none of us are going to go out and get rowdy when we've got work the next day because that's what literally pays our bills, you know?
Yep.
And so it's like, it's funny because, like, last night, like, you and I have been a million places together. That has happened. I can count on one hand. You
Right?
Know what I mean?
I
Because
know.
It just doesn't. Just doesn't. You know.
Yeah, it's not very often I get that opportunity, and I've been on like a stunt job for the last 10 days, and I came straight from that straight to here. My call times are 4 a.m. every day, and so I was like, this is killing me right now. So I got to the Mint, and I was like, okay, now I can actually relax a little bit and like sleep in.
Well, and we got to curl our hair.
Yeah.
Do some other things, like look like a female kind of. And
Yeah.
Look like a female kind of.
No, you don't understand because when I
Yeah.
was doing Trail to
Yeah.
SEMA, like you just wear backwards hats, sunglasses, everything just be chill. And then I was at SEMA and they're like, oh, so you do really look like a girl. I'm like, what does that mean? Yes, I am a girl.
yeah. I know. It's like all the time the same thing. Like people don't recognize me from like when I'm in the dirt to like right now, I try to put a little effort in and they're like, oh, you clean up nice.
You're
Thanks.
like, thanks. You're like, yeah, just get a girl that can do both. That's what I'm going to say from now on.
I was gonna
Yeah.
say, do you guys have the suite at the Cosmo this go?
No, we don't. I
know you feel guilty about taking that though.
I do. I didn't want to ask Bill again, and he's so sweet. But I saw him because he qualified with us, and we're good friends, and so he's like probably wondering. He's like, "Why aren't you at the Cosmo?"
Oh yeah, I remember you talking about that when
She
we were at
gets the
SEMA.
baller suite at the
Oh,
top of the Cosmo.
He
Like it owns
seriously
the whole like.
spoils us. So like we raced with who runs it.
Yes.
And he like one time we finished behind him in one of our races, and he's just like, anytime you're taken care of at the Cosmo. And then like he got us a room this one time, and we like walk in, and me and Eric were like, how does this happen to us?
You can get lost in it. It was
We're
that big.
like,
That's awesome.
this
It was
is
a house.
unbelievable. Like he is beyond amazing for doing that for us. It was a cool
They
experience.
have this big wraparound
Yes.
balcony that overlooks the, like literally Sarah and I are having lunch. Like, Jimmy, you got to come up to my room, and that
Yeah.
like sounds bad, but like no, she's like, no, Jimmy, you've got to come up to my room. You've got to see this room. Like, I
Yeah.
go up there and I'm like, oh.
Can we
like,
do a show
wow.
from there next time?
Yeah, honestly. So
He
like
would love that.
whenever I had the room at the Cosmo, like we just have people come there.
Yeah.
Like it just come hang out at Sarah's room. I know
yeah.
it sounds weird, but it is
do that
exactly
next time.
that.
It's actually Sarah's house off the top of the
Yeah.
Cosmo. It's not even like
It's the most
it
beautiful
has its
view
own
too
bar
over
in there,
the
in the room, like a full bar
Yes.
inside the room.
So SEMA 2019 party at Sara Price's
Do it.
house.
Yeah.
Do it at Cosmo.
We can
okay.
start
Gonna have to
charging
ask
people.
Bill about this.
Tell him we're gonna do radio from up there. You'd
Yeah.
probably love it, like
Yeah.
because just slide in a bunch of Cosmo plugs and
Right,
stuff like that.
yeah.
The chandelier bar.
Oh, those flower thingies that make
Yes.
your mouth all numb.
Yes, and Wicked Spoon, the buffet there.
Oh, so
Amazing.
good. Everything's great there. I love the
Yeah.
Cosmo.
This is all we're doing. We're talking about hair, makeup, and food now.
We will. Well, actually, we're gonna have to do that. We'll tell him, hey, we want to do like a national radio show from the suite in the Cosmo, and he'll
Yeah.
probably be like, yeah, let's
Okay.
do it. Like,
Okay.
Let's do it.
But we got to go in the summer when we can have like a pool party and like do it. We should do a poolside party.
they got-
Yeah.
I'm sure they got heated pools. Like,
Yeah. Oh, that's awesome. We totally need to do that.
yeah. You see, we started this out. Sarah was all serious, and then I put the kibosh on it. And you know what? This is the Sara Price I know for the last 20 minutes. I'm like,
But you know more
I knew
than
she was in
anybody.
there. We just had to pause that for a second. figure
Yeah.
out.
It's
I do.
okay.
I could totally get like total professional or, it just goes the other way. But when you get to know me the more and more, like Reese Millen, he always gets on to Erica. He's like, teach your friend how to talk. And she's like, no, that's Sarah. That's what makes her who she is.
So,
But yeah, it's funny.
She puts on this like she's the badass like off-road racer persona, and then she's like a goofball.
Everybody is. We
Yeah.
all have a side. Both of us are talking heads, but then you get us off of it. Like whenever I call in for Jim's show, he's like, Tiffany, don't say anything yet because some of the funniest things we say is before I hit record.
Yeah.
And so we started to, and then it just
All of our good segments are off air, and I'm like, we
Yeah.
can't. We literally, when you're gonna do the show, we cannot talk before. We just hit record, and then it's
Do
like,
it, yeah.
because it's like you never know what the heck's gonna happen.
Yeah, exactly. That's awesome.
So
I feel like we've taken so much of Sarah's time right now.
yeah, I know she got 14 minutes to get to her signing.
I
so
do, and I need to find a jacket in between that. I'm like scouting already, like
All
who
right.
might have a
Yeah, I was
jacket.
gonna say, yeah, I don't know. I know Polaris got T-shirts, but I don't know about jackets. So.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm sure I'll find something. There's someone around here that's a friend.
That's a friend. Be like, hey,
Can I borrow your jacket?
I won't give it back to you, but can I have this?
Yeah, it's funny because yesterday after qualifying Casey Mears, so I raced with him in Stadium Super Trucks. He's a good friend of mine. We were hanging out, and he was cold. He had only a shirt on, and so Craig Scanlon was like, "Oh, hey, my jacket's 2 jackets in one. You want some of it?" And like I just saw him walk by with like his jacket still on.
He's like, didn't get the memo on that. I needed to give that back to you.
So
Yeah.
Craig's over here bumming the sweatshirts and hoodies off of the Polaris staff
Yeah.
because Casey's walking around with his.
Yeah, yeah. It's all
I
over.
think we're in this vicious cycle here, I think.
Oh, it's great.
Oh, too funny.
All right, I'm gonna
All
go find a
Lots
jacket.
of fun, Sarah. Thank you.
Good
Thanks,
luck
guys.
this weekend, Sarah.
Thank you.